Hey, this week on The Choice, we're gonna head up to Newfoundland. We're gonna go do some moose hunting.
Yes.
Up at Efford's Hunting Adventures, and Shaundi from Browning is gonna be joining us. And
so much fun.
There's a whole bunch of shenanigans going on.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of moose hunting going on. A lot of hiking and sweating going on. But hey, you know what? This week on The Choice,
we're hunting Newfoundland moose.
here we go, we're gonna start traveling to Newfoundland. Now let me tell you a little bit about traveling to Newfoundland. Thing is that when you go on these hunts and you gotta fly out, it's all about the weather.
Yep.
We thought we weren't flying out today, but we just got a text message from Lucas, and things have changed, and they're sending a taxi to the hotel to pick us up. Now we're kind of rushing back, and we're gonna have to repack quickly because they're sending a taxi. But this is awesome. We're gonna be in camp hopefully this evening. Whoop, whoop. Okay, we have made it to the dock. Actually, we just got dropped off. The taxi guy's driving away, and Bob is landing the float plane right now.
This is so cool. Holy cow. Always wanted to be on a float plane.
We're going on a float plane.
Oh my gosh.
That's a nice one, eh?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see you again.
Good to finally be back up here.
Who's RJ's spouse?
That one is Aubrey.
I'm
How are you? How are
nice
you?
to meet you.
I'm Shaundi.
How are you? So we're going to go out now probably in about 40 minutes.
Okay.
We'll wait for Lucas and Joey to come back now. I've got to do some paperwork with you.
Okay.
So then we'll get out. So it'll be
Sounds good.
just a little bit.
Perfect. Lucas came out.
Yep.
And he gave us all of our tags. Shaundi and I have to fill out our tags,
Yes, you do.
and we're getting ready to fly. So this whole trip, like, we've known Shaundi for years, and this is just gonna be so much fun.
Oh, I can't wait.
To camp we go.
Favorite adventure ever.
For hunters venturing deep into Newfoundland's wilderness, the journey begins not on the ground, but in the air. As the engine roars to life and the plane lifts off the water, the modern world fades behind. Below, endless stretches of tundra and winding rivers reveal themselves, untouched and untamed. It's a perspective few ever see. The sheer scale and beauty of the land is part of what makes this island so unique.
Now we're flying over all this tundra, and the water was really low on the way out.
It was, yep.
It really was. And we landed at camp.
We did. We landed right on the water, pulled right up, and then the guides came and greeted us and unloaded
Sam
all
and
of our
Tristan.
gear. Yes.
And the thing was that I was telling Aubrey and Shaundi that, when I've gone and hunted up at Efford's, we've hunted in either like little trapper cabins or wall tents, be ready for everything, sleeping bags, pads, the whole 9 yards. And we pull up to like a house on the lake in the middle of nowhere.
On this episode of Cabin Living,
This episode of Cabin Living
we're on a
up
pond.
in Newfoundland. we're in a pond, and we're getting spoiled this week.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, he did say we're going to be hiking up on them hills over there for looking for moose.
It's okay.
But he also made the comment that there's actually a lot of caribou this area. We don't have a caribou tag, but we do have a black bear tag
Yep, I'm excited.
and moose
for that.
tags. So, and I see a bunch of antlers laying all over the place too.
This is so cool. Incredible.
Incredible. This is crazy.
Get all of our gear in the cabin, the bougie cabin that Shaundi liked to call it, and then we unloaded the guns and made sure that they were still on. Because you never know with flight, something could get bumped off, so we just made sure.
Yeah, they had a target across
Yeah.
the lake,
I
like
know.
across the pond, the little pond there. And so we sighted it in. We know we're set to go, so we're ready for the next morning.
Yes.
Bullseye.
Nicely done.
That's a dead bull.
Yeah!
Nicely done. Okay, first night in camp. What are we doing?
We're eating dinner. Eating good plates.
We're gonna rough it.
This is not rough.
This is called roughing it. I don't know.
have Wi-Fi.
We don't. Well, it is the first morning here at Moose Camp, and Shaundi's already sitting at the table.
We need coffee. First things first. Then we moose hunt?
I agree, huh?
Yeah, then we moose hunt.
Yes.
Did you sleep? I didn't either. It's like Christmas.
First morning out, we hiked. And we
Boy,
hiked.
did we hike.
We hiked really far because where we needed to get to was up on that ridge.
Yep.
And, we spotted a cow moose. We're seeing moose. We're excited.
We just hiked about 2.5 miles before sunrise. Got here at sunrise. I've seen 2 cows so far. There's another cow. A cow, a mom and a baby.
So that's the tough thing about goating right now, because when there's many cow, the bull don't want to get away from his cow. So you need to kind of try to confront him. So try to fight him.
Okay.
Make him jealous. So he's gonna try to come in and push you out.
Okay.
Or you can try to do some cow call, but normally the cow try to hold the ball and try to get away.
So the guys built us a fire on the top of the mountain. It's wet, don't worry. And Shaundi decides she's hungry. She's like, I'm gonna warm up the kippers. Oh, they're so delicious.
Yeah, I kept talking it up and everything. No. And then that didn't work.
No.
So
then she took out the Vienna sausages. And I just sat there and laughed. I'm like, you know what?
I kept getting roped into taste testing all this stuff because, it's my first time too. And yeah, no, ew. No, never again.
No. Next time, bring your own snacks.
Yes.
Yes.
She was smart. She brought
I was
candy
smart.
bars.
I brought something for everyone.
She did.
This segment is brought to you by Bass Pro Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. The choice is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, Alps Outdoors, Browning Firearms, Dallas Safari Club, Easton Archery, and Gammo Air Guns. From the rugged coastlines to the wild heart of the interior, Newfoundland is a land built for adventure. Efford's hunting adventures sits right in the middle of it all, a place where the pursuit of world-class game meets the unparalleled experience of remote camps nestled deep in Newfie's eastern region and are accessed through floatplane. This is a land where moose outnumber people in many regions. In fact, Newfoundland boasts one of the densest moose populations in North America, with estimates topping 110,000 animals. The landscape is tailor-made for spot and stalk hunting. Rolling hills, thick timber, and sweeping bogs where bull moose roam like the kings of the island. And then there's the island's other treasure, the woodland caribou. Nowhere else on Earth can non-residents legally hunt this unique subspecies, making it a rare and coveted experience for hunters from around the globe. From the inland wilderness to the salt-stung coastlines, Newfoundland is as much a visual feast as it is a sportsman's paradise. In the end, Efford's hunting adventures isn't just about filling a tag. It's about stepping into a world where nature, heritage, and the thrill of the chase come together in unforgettable fashion.
We are actually going to go ahead and head out to a spike camp today. We're going to go hunt moose this morning.
Long before the sun crests the horizon, the crew is already on the move. Packs loaded and Browning in hand, they set out across Newfoundland's rugged terrain, chasing the echoes of a new day.
Just trying to pull the bull towards her.
There's a little bull that just stepped out on the front rows. I passed him yesterday. Probably gonna pass him today. He's so cute.
It was really cool. Sam and Tristan called in this little bull moose from far in the distance, and he come all the way up, and Shaundi was like, I don't know, because she wants to try for something bigger, and I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either.
And this is her first moose hunt, and she's excited about it. And then I think
Just hung
finally,
around.
would you say our wind probably hit him
Yeah.
or something, and then he boogered off? So now the exciting news comes up.
Ooh, boy.
Are you excited?
So excited for this.
What's going on, Shaundi?
Hey, Shaundi, give us the rundown.
Rundown.
Give us the rundown.
To pack all of our stuff that we need for 3 nights in 2 bags. And we're gonna hike all day long to get to spike camp so we can shoot a really big moose. No regrets.
None?
Nope. This is type 2 fun. We call it type 2 because we're going to remember it as super fun right now while we're just about dying.
Okay, I like that. I like it. Is that the plan, Sam?
Yeah, that's the plan. Going to spike camp, trying to find a big bull.
Okay.
We start hiking and hiking
And hiking.
and hiking
Drinking water.
and hiking
And some more hiking.
and some more hiking. And then we finally get to the cabin.
Yes, finally.
Finally, which is like this little trapper cabin in the middle of nowhere. And it has 2 bunk beds. Well, it has
2 sets of bunk beds.
Yeah, the
Queens.
bottoms are cots, but the top part is wood, and the adventure is really starting to begin. And the reason is because there's more moose, and they
Right.
say we're closer to a different river system.
Yep.
That's gonna have bigger moose running around in there. So,
We're doing this all for Shaundi.
all for Shaundi.
All for Shaundi.
All for Shaundi.
What is that, Aubrey?
Bear scratches. Bear scratches.
This segment is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. This segment is brought to you by Alps. Exceed your expectations.
All right, it's day 3. We hiked it to Spike Camp last night, or yesterday afternoon, and now we are getting ready to head out to some lookout point this morning. It's kind of misty out, so we all have putting our raincoats on right now, but hey, we are ready for this. We are going to go get us some moose today at Efford.
We had a little spike come in, a cow and a calf. Almost looked like they were gonna come right at us, but they skirted us. It was really cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He just came to like 100 yards. I thought he was going to run us over. It was so cool. Still just a little guy, but super cool experience.
And all of a sudden, Sam pops out and says, "We gotta go."
Let's go. Hurry. So we packed up all of our stuff.
Yep.
And we started hiking to where they saw this bull. Now Tristan was still sitting up high
he
where
was,
he
yep.
so he could keep an eye on that bull. But anyways, we got to where he said we needed to
Yep.
sit up. And as we're sitting there, we see the bull. And at first, that bull is like at 500 yards. But he's across. So we're on a hillside, he's on the opposite hillside, and there's this huge valley between us. He's 500 yards from us. And as we're sitting there, figuring out exactly how to do this, how to get her set up, the whole 9 yards, the bull disappeared into the timber and started working his way up.
Up to the top of this ridge. We can see the bull across. I can't get a shot. He's just in really thick timber right now. But he's with some gals, so.
We waited, we let our odds
Patience.
work out, patience, sat there, kept glassing. All of a sudden, that bull pops out at 600 or 700 yards up on the top of the mountain.
Way
and we're
high
like,
up there.
oh gosh. And for whatever reason,
He just worked his way down to, what, 400?
to 400 yards. Just for no reason at all.
No clue.
He turned around, came right back down through that timber, and was in the wide open at 400 yards down in the open in that marshy area. And the rest is history.
Range 410. Yeah.
You smoked him. That was perfect. What a shot.
Guys! Oh, I'm there. We worked for that one. Did we ever? I don't even know. Thank you so much, Vicki. You did amazing. Oh my gosh.
after that shot and after all the miles, we were
Oh my
averaging,
gosh.
every day we averaged like 13 miles a day on our legs. And when it all finally came to fruition.
Yes, a huge weight lifted off of everyone's
Huge.
shoulders.
And Shaundi,
Oh, she lost it.
she lost it. She was so excited, and now she's just like, okay, let's go get him. So we pack up all of our stuff and we head down that side hill through that thick timber stuff.
Oh my goodness.
The tamarack, whatever. That stuff is thick, and I mean holes
No
of
joke.
water, and we finally get all the way through and we get up on that bull, and I am so surprised that she kept it together as well as she
really
did.
did.
She did. I mean,
shambles.
Oh my gosh. He's freaking huge.
He's wide, eh?
Yeah. Holy cow.
You beat the crap out of Rafe.
I beat the poor Rafe. He's beautiful. Wow. This has got to be one of the coolest hunts I've ever done. Man, we worked for it.
One of the hardest of the year for sure.
You did it.
I did it.
I can't believe this is such a great morning. It's been a rough week.
It's been
It's
so rough.
We've got lots of miles.
Tons and tons of miles every day through a bog.
Fog, wind, a little bit of mist.
It couldn't have been any more perfect. We set up for the shot. We didn't have it for a minute. I mean, all hope was lost. It was gone.
Yes.
And then for whatever reason, he left all of his cows and stepped back out.
It made no sense whatsoever. It really didn't. I don't know why he did that, except for that it was meant to be yours.
It was meant to be.
That's it.
It was
we are
meant to
up
be.
at Efford's Hunting Adventures and in Newfoundland. And I mean, you've got your first moose.
Got my
I'm so
first
excited
moose.
to be with you for your first
And he
moose.
is a stud.
Congratulations.
We got him.
Thank
you so
happy
much.
for you. Oh my
Oh.
gosh. I can't believe how big that is.
I can't either.
That is beautiful.
congratulations,
Yes.
Shaundi. We are so excited for you, and we all shared in that moment.
Oh, it was perfect. I'll never
We
forget
all
it.
helped. We went ahead, we skinned it out, quartered them up, took it all out to a different position to where they could fly in the helicopter to come pick that meat
Yep.
up, packed up all our gear again, and headed back to Spike Camp.
This segment is brought to you by Spy Point, the world's #1 cellular trail camera. The choice is also brought to you by Hoyt Archery, Spy Point Trail Cameras, Tracker Off-Road, Traditions Muzzle Loaders, and these fine sponsors.
So we made it back to main camp last night. Shaundi got a beautiful moose, a beautiful bull yesterday, 48.5 inches wide. I mean, it's a monster up here in Newfie.
It's a new day, and the crew is out glassing for moose. It doesn't take long before they spot some activity.
There's a forky down there and 2 cows. We just spotted a good bull about 1.5 miles away down in the bog, so we're going to start hiking down now and see if we can't get close.
And we decided
To jump down and go after him
Yep.
in this marshy, wet mess. And we did. So we hurried up, we tried to get up to him. He had a cow. We finally spotted him. Unfortunately, he was skylined.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna take a skyline shot. So we're gonna wait. The cow took him back over that hillside.
Yep.
And they said, okay, you know what? Let's keep going.
try going after him.
So we did. So we went through some more water.
Yes.
And now there's 2 bulls.
Yep. The one that we saw.
Right.
And then another smaller
Another one. And one of them got to like, what would you say, like 50 yards, 60 yards from us.
Yes. All you could see were his
But-
antlers.
But where
So cool.
she was at and where I was at and the way he was facing me, it just, you know what? It just wasn't meant to be.
Nope.
And then our wind swirled and everything boogered off, and then we got the phone call that Bob was bringing the plane in and we needed to go our 7 miles back to camp because he's coming to get us, to take us back out because there's more weather coming in.
Busy days. Busy, busy days.
So all in all, girls trip,
Success.
Aubrey, Shaundi, Shaundi shoots her first moose, big moose, Efford's hunting adventures, Bob, Lucas, Joey, Tristan, Samuel, all you guys there at Efford's. I mean, my gosh, thank you so much for all of you guys did and for pushing us to do what we did.
Exactly. Yeah, you pushed us past what I thought I could ever do. So
yes,
that
and
was
you know
awesome.
what? Type 2 fun is an adventure, and we can't wait to
really
head
is.
back, and maybe we need to go back again.
Closed captions brought to you by Wounded Warrior Outdoors, providing wounded service men and women with therapeutic outdoor adventures.
Good morning. What is that doing? Let's do the get rid of that swipe up. Okay, wait, look at it.
I thought their protein bar was a fire starter, so I was wrong.
Things I didn't expect in Newfoundland. French-speaking guys.
He's like, whoa.
I got a booger. I have a booger. What am I supposed to say?
RJ, let me tell you about your fire starter.
Do you want to try this?
What is that?
It's a lighter.
Gonna start a fire, just gonna freak out. And it's gonna go all over the
Let me see.